Hey guys, so DEVILHUNTER finally here. In this video I want to show you some of my airsoft projects I have going on, some of them for quite a while. The main topic is gonna be this full CNC aluminium lips for the version 1 STANAG magazine from GHK. But let me show you all the other projects first, because the lips have more to say. One of the projects is to repair my small Tanaka Works shotgun. I broke one of the charging rods by storing the hand very bad. And I probably will change this magazine extender with, this is steel, but these two parts are aluminium. I want all the steel to get it a nice black finish. This shotgun I have installed 70mm barrel to get Buckshot cells. I will show you later. And I have to reinstall this part here, but the new barrel avoids to use the standard screw. I have to make a new screw, rethread this hole, so I can install this part. For that shotgun, I'm making a really cool Masterkey kit. I made all the shiny parts and the handguard. It's still not working because I have to make a new barrel, outer barrel. This is shorter. The original one is quite larger. So I made the attachment, the magazine tube, the front piece, the handguard, the charging rods. I made, and even made, I'm not sure if you can see all the inside metal chamber for the shotgun. And as I told you, I still need to make a new barrel, and probably will change some of the parts to get steel ones, like this front part I will make from steel. Nice little project. Talking about Buckshot cells, I have a few prototypes of my own. This is this is one of the first ones, and this is probably the last one that is working. These are just in part production that something got wrong. Finally got the right design, and I'm making my lathe CNC right now. It's almost done, just have to wait for some parts to arrive, and I will make a small batch for me, as the original airsoft surgeon ones cost about $10 each, so this is gonna be way cheaper, and if I lost one cell on a play, I won't really mind. I have a few 3D printed projects. These are a couple of just handguards for M4 and so on. I'm using a technique called fuzzy skin that gets a rough finish, and it's pretty nice finish. I really like it. I'm making this flashlight handguard for my MP5. The plastic I'm using is a bit shiny, so I want to just glass bead or sand bead the finish to get some more matte black, and I will modify the flashlight that go inside to get a nice and straight beam. As I told you, I really like this fuzzy skin. Well, my M14 has been like broken for decades. I have to remake. This is the first version I did, and this is the second one I did. I have to remake the trigger group. This one is aluminium, this one is steel, but I did both when I had less knowledge about CNC, so they had a lot of mistakes and stupid things, so I have to make a new one, the definitive one, and hope it likes. For example, this one is very hard to press the trigger, so it doesn't work very well. And once I finish the trigger group for the M14, I want to just repeat. This is an old project. This is a CO2 magazine for the M14, using the technique of the GHK magazines, which I really like, and I hope to get it working. As you can see, I have to make M14 lips too. Another project I'm working on is making my own CO2 valves for the GHK magazines, since I have a lot gas mags for before I did the DEVILHUNTER mod. So these ones are just prototypes that fail. Well, some of them even worked, but on that time I only had a manual lathe, so each one took me too long time. Now I hope to start working on the project sooner. The trickiest part of the GHK mag is to get it to seal. So I have been testing a lot of sealing materials, and I think I got the right one. So you will see some videos about it. I will also show you how to do the DEVILHUNTER mod in other guns, not only GHK magazines. For example, I have here a couple of pistols magazines and an MP5 from WE magazines. Sometimes you can use just the standard CO2 valve, other times you have to modify that standard CO2 valve, and other time you have to make your own valves. For example, these ones, these aluminium ones, were for these P226 magazines, and this is still unfinished, but this brass valve is for this long 1911 magazine. And finally, before getting into the lips, my CO2 drum for the GHK AKM. This is getting pretty cool right now. This is the cap. This is the main block. This will hold quite a lot of CO2, so I expect them to be able to shot at least 100 shots with each full auto, with each load, probably way more. So stay tuned if you want to see how this goes on. And finally, back into the full metal lips. I really like the GHK first version of the STANAG magazine. As you can see, I have a few of them, but they have a very weak point, which is the lips. The lips break on this area because they put a rod on here to hold them, and this make a very weak point. You can see this couple of ones are broken, all of them broke in the same area. This is very weak point for them. I've been trying for a lot of time to repair them, and my first tries were with lead and tin foundry. I've been making lead tin lips for pistols for a long time, and they work pretty well on pistols, but on the GHK they still didn't hold the force of the spring. I have an example here, and as you can see, they broke in the same area that the plastic ones broke. So I decided to make them in stronger material. This time this is aluminium, and right now I only have a couple of them working because I've been having a lot of problems with my milling machine, and finally found that in fact, let's see, these are some of the scraps one. I think one of them this is the good one, and all of them are scraps one. The problem was one of the motors of my mill was having some problems, and it got some step loses, you know, a lot of scraps. So I have improved my mill. I spent a couple of grants into linear rails and servo motors, so right now it's one of the points I had to do on the full aluminium lips was to redesign the wall lip. One of the problems was the original lip cannot be machined like it is. The inside the square corners are not possible unless you have an electrical discharge machining process. So I modified, keeping the functionality, just improving the machinability. Other of the redesigns were I had to get the front part narrower, since as you may see here, the ball carrier damaged this part on the original lip. So this being harder, I was afraid of the ball carrier getting stuck on them. Another redesign, I have milled a special path on the inside so the BBs can go in and out easily. I have made a new redesign again. I haven't tried. I just want to avoid at all cost to get the BBs damaged, whether on the inside or on the outside path. So let's see how they fit. This is one of my mags with the metal lips, and I just want to show you how easily the BBs go in and out. You just need to press a little bit on the BB and goes in, no force, and out, press and out. For charging the next one, press a little bit down and go easily. I'm still working. I will test several BB loaders, trying to get the best. As I told you before, I'm working on the inside of the lips, so they don't get damaged on the outside when they feed out. So just fill some and test on my gun. So I have one of my guns right now here. It's not working, this gun right now, but I can use it to show you how my metal lips feed into the gun. Just insert the mag. One BB on the magazine, close. One BB in. I don't see if you can see the BB on the barrel, but next round, again, in, and empty. One thing to really take into account is when you disassemble one of the mags for a repair or changing the lips, wherever, it's very easy to break this little tab. You can see on this one it's broken, this one is okay. Once you lose this part, the BBs will try to get into this area and won't feed into your gun correctly. So to repair this kind of magazines, I will make another version of the lips with increased area here, so they can load correctly in the mag. I still have to design them, but I don't expect any problems once they are done. Well, so I think that's all right now for the lips. I already bought material for around 120 lips. I will make that batch on my mill, and then I will start working on lips for other guns, probably the M14, the MP5, and my AKM. If you have interest on these lips or any other, I can make other models too. Even if I don't own the gun, if there is enough interest, I maybe even bought that gun to make that lips. So if you have interest, please let me know. The more interest, the harder I will work. This is a hobby just for me. And if you know somebody who may be interested, please share this video and talk about these lips to them. I will be pleased. So thank you all. Hope you like it, and see you soon.